Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Now I'm coming on today to share with you my take on the hashtag Alphabet Challenge 2024, which is hosted by Hilary of Pink Bubble Cards. So once a fortnight she pulls out a prompt, and so throughout the year, over the 26 weeks, we will have made something, and each prompt begins with a different letter of the alphabet. So this time she pulled out G for gilding, and she did mention my channel on that particular video, and said that I had used gold flakes in between pattern backgrounds that I do. So I'm just going to show you, these are a couple of examples of pattern backgrounds that I do with scraps, but these haven't got any gilding between them. Everything is sort of butted up. The papers are all very close together. So to make the ones with the gold in between, so like this one, for example, which I've just done, you need to leave a gap between the different papers. So I think this one, there was one where I didn't leave a gap. Yeah, here. I forgot I was doing this technique, so I didn't leave a gap there. So you can see the difference. And I think it's really effective. So what I do is I put double-sided sellotape down on the back of the piece of card that I want to use. Now I use scraps. So this particular one, for example, is from an embossing folder from Hunky Dory. Well, I need to keep the packaging, but the card itself is good quality. So I thought, okay, I can use that. I've already put down the double-sided sellotape. So we're going to, if I can find my pokey tool, we are going to remove the backing. Here it is. Here it is. Yeah, so we're going to remove the backing. Now I've used different sizes. I've got a very fat one here. So obviously the fatter the better. Or you can use those double-sided adhesive sheets if you find that easier. But whatever you use, the whole of the surface has to be covered. Now you can use glue if you prefer to stick your papers down, but I would imagine it will become a bit messy when you want to put in the gilding flakes. So, and the gilding flakes do stick very well to the double-sided sellotape. So, yeah. So I've removed that. Now there are various ways you can put the strips down. So, for example, this is one that I haven't gilded yet, and I've just done them diagonally, whereas this one I've done a sort of herringbone, I think that's what it's called, pattern. So this one you don't need such big strips. So if you've got small strips, this in length, this is a good technique to use. I've also made this one. The glue is still. Sorry, I haven't taken all the gilding flakes off yet, because on this one there was the sellotape didn't go all the way to the end, so I had to put bits of glue all along. So I'm just waiting for that to dry. But you can see that looks quite nice too. That's just on the diagonal. You can also do it straight across. Oops, forgot this was sticky. So for example, you know, you could do it like this. That would look nice too. But I don't think, see, some of my bits aren't long enough for that. So, and then I've chosen some strips here, just from out of my stash of strips. And so I'm going to do the kind of herringbone pattern. And so for that, you want to put one which is almost, well, diagonally across as much as you can make it. Okay, that way. And then you can place another one. Must remember, I'm leaving a gap. So you can place the other one, another piece of paper. It doesn't have to be the same, but more or less, so you get a cross shape. Okay, and then you just start building it up. So you leave a gap, and some of them you put this way, so like this, And it's good to choose colours that go together. Just need a little bit for in there. I'm going to go into my bin because I've got a whole load of triangular scraps here, which might work. So, right, okay, so you just need a little bit there. And then, so that goes that way. So then this one I'm going to do this way. And you can see that the strips that I've chosen to use are different widths and different patterns. It's entirely up to you how you do it. It is a good idea to make that they match in some way or other. So I think mine are kind of more on the pastel side, you know, so that there's a bit of cohesion on the strips. See if this one will fit here. Yeah, no, not quite. Oops. No, this one's not big enough. I've got any more strips, more triangles, maybe this one. Yeah, no, they don't fit, so I need a piece of paper. So this one maybe, yeah. Okay, I'll just cut the end off that. So then we'll go this way with these. So let's see. This one, not many going this way. Just a tiny piece there. So yeah. So when you come to the ends, just make sure that the papers hang over the edge, or at least butt up to the edge. Otherwise, it won't look very nice. And then this one, it will go this way. So let's see. I love doing this, and I you know, for me, it's a great way of using up scraps, because I cannot bear to throw scraps away, particularly the pretty ones. Now, I'm not giving much thought to this. I'm not sort of saying, oh well, that color goes next to that color or whatever. I'm just randomly picking up the strips and placing them down. But if you have chosen your strips before you start, you shouldn't have a problem of them not going with each other. So that's that. And then we'll just turn it over and roughly chop around the back. Just roughly chop them off. I'm not going to go right to the edge yet, because I just want to make sure that everything is stuck down. So of course the beauty of using the double-sided tape is that it adheres very well. You know, you don't have any problems with it lifting or anything like that. That's of course if you've put the tape down all over it. If you haven't done that, well then you might end up with a bit of a problem. So I've still got a few strips left for another moment. Just keep the bigger ones. As you see, I can't bear to throw anything away. But yeah, I think these can go in the bin. Okay, so then the next stage is to put down the foil. Now, I was using this tub, which has got large pieces of foil in it, but I'm going to find another one which has got crumbs in, because, okay, when I say crumbs, something like this, for example, it's, you know, just tiny little bits. So we'll try it with this. And all you need to do is sprinkle it on, really. Okay, well, this one is rather multicolored, so that's interesting. And then you just rub it into the where the sellotape is, and it will stick quite happily. So if you've got, you know, lots, it's almost like dust, some of this, but that doesn't matter because the sellotape holds it all together and it makes it look like one piece, you know, so it's not a problem. Okay, and because you're using sellotape, you don't get, you know, mixed up with glue or anything like that. It's very, I was going to say it's a very clean way of doing it. I did discover that, you know, if you want to put gold leaf on something, you have to let the glue, you glue the surface, and then you leave the glue to become really tacky before you put the gold foil on, or the gold leaf. So because if you don't, it just breaks up and it moves all over the place. And I don't think there's any sellotape there. So we'll just add a bit of glue in a minute. You can see it does actually use quite a bit of the gilding flakes. I'll just pop them back in my pot as much as best I can. They do get everywhere, so oops, if you breathe they fly everywhere, as I've just discovered. So then with a light brush, just go over that and take away any excess. You can do that with a cloth as well. It's up to you how you do it. So I'm really glad that Hilary pulled out this prompt. I haven't done this for ages. And okay, so now you can see that this one, there's a bit of card showing. So I'm just going to use the art glitter glue because the art glitter glue actually dries very quickly. So I'm going to see, oops, I didn't mean to put that much on. Anyway, it's on now. So yeah, it actually dries very quickly. So I have a feeling that it won't get into a mess. I'll just leave it like that for the moment. So I've got two drying now. So here, where's the third one? Okay, so I'm going to do that again. I'm going to do it with this one, which I've put the paper down. So we'll just do that, and then I want to try something else along the same lines. And we'll see if that works. So just go along, rub it in. This looks as though it's got a bit of card that hasn't got sellotape on as well. So as I said, I just used scrap bits of card. You can use packaging. You can use paper that you don't like particularly as the base. Or you can use, I think it's this one. Yes, this one got wet. You see, that doesn't look nice at all. So although the patterned paper was very pretty, because it had got wet, it was a bit crumpled. So it had to go. And you can make them any size you like, of course, and you can cut them up. So, you know, I think, you know, it's perhaps the easiest thing is to make it the size of your card base or whatever you want to, you know, to use it for. It hasn't got any sellotape. No, it has that, neither has that, neither has that. Okay, but I'm not going to fill in those gaps because I'm going to cut it down a bit. Okay, so because that's obviously another thing that you can do. So we'll just get rid of the excess. Okay, so here there's no sellotape. and all along this edge there's no sellotape, so I'll probably cut down there and cut along here. It needs a bit more cutting down anyway. And let's see if this has dried. Yep, it's dried. So again, let's take off the excess. Okay, now I'm going to try and I've really made a mess of this. Oh my goodness me, you could see my desk. So this one, as you can see, is a mixture of colors. I can't remember what it was called. It was indigo blue, royal peacock, this is called. I inherited this from a lady that I bought a whole load of stuff from, and so I'm quite glad to be using it up, because I've got loads of it, bottles of it, not all the same color, but okay. So now I want to show you something else. So another idea that I came up with. Now, while I was looking for the strips of paper, I found these two strips which had hearts cut out of them. So I've just mounted the strips on some double-sided sellotape. So these are actually sticky. And I thought, let's see what happens if we put gilding flakes on that. I should think they'll look rather pretty. So if you've got one of those punches that cuts out a design, or if you've got even a die that cuts out a design, and you can stick it on something so that there are holes, then you can do this technique, and then you can use this as a decoration. Hoping that there's enough here on my desk without having to get any more of this stuff out. There we are. Look how pretty that is. So I can cut the strips and use them as a border in something. So this is quite a good way of getting some elements ready for, for future use. Yeah. What I'm actually getting off this is like dust. You see my hands are just covered in dust. Okay. Right. Okay, that's that. So this does have a lot of static electricity in it. So if you've got bigger pieces and you've got bamboo tweezers, they're great for picking up the pieces, because it doesn't stick to them. Well, as she says, and they they do. But anyway, I shall have to clean my whole desk now. So be careful when you use your gilding flakes, because one good way of picking them up is, I mean, obviously you're not going to use them again. If you want to keep them, that you can't use this technique, but is to get some sellotape, ordinary sellotape, not double-sided. Okay, and just go like this, and it sticks to the sellotape. There's glue here, so that's why that's not going up. But you know that the sellotape or masking tape is great for picking up little pieces, and actually makes quite a nice decorative item itself. But I'm not going to use it. I will be throwing this bit in the bin. So. But you could if you wanted to. That would be an idea. Yes, so what I was reading, it said that you should let the glue get tacky before you apply the gold foil. And that should probably be, well, depending on the glue, about 10 minutes. It was funny because I bought some and in the description it said 60 minutes. But, well, on the bottle it said 60 minutes. But in the paper that came with it, it said 10 to 15. So I don't know, I haven't used it yet, so I don't know who to believe or what to believe. Right, so you can see I've picked up all of that. That's going in the bin. And so thank you for watching. Oh, let's just see. This one I think is all right. This one is okay. This one, I've just got to take these bits of gold off. Yeah, the glue's set now. So, you know, be patient, because if you're not patient and you start to take it off too early, then it will come off. And then you just get a mess. You get a gluey mess. So I think this one's really pretty. I like that one. So then we've got this one. I think this one needs cutting down a little bit. Here's my guillotine. So I'm just going to make it straight, because it's not straight by any means. Okay, so we'll make it straight. See how non-straight it is. It's very crooked. And then the final bit. There we are. So we've got nice crisp edges, and I think that looks really nice. This one needs cutting down a bit too. Cut it down this way, maybe, because I can see where the I haven't cut off the edges. It's a bit sticky. And the last one. So there we are. So I hope you like what I've done. I hope it's helped you if you know a bit with gilding techniques. I mean, there are other things you can do, obviously, with the flakes. That you don't have to do this. You can put glue on your paper, and you can stick, you know, put the flakes down and make nice sort of gilt bits and pieces. There we are. So that's everything that I've made today. As I said, these will come in really handy as backgrounds for cards. They do look, they look stunning, I have to say. Now let's see if I've got, let me see. Let's see if I've got something that I can show you just quickly. This is very small, but you know, I mean, you can put an embellishment straight on them, or you can put plain paper on them, or you can just leave them as they are and make your card that way. So, you know, they look lovely. So it's a bit like the technique that people use, and then they use peel-offs in between the papers, but this isn't peel-offs. This is another way of doing it, and it is a great way of using up your gilding flakes if you've got some. So yeah, so thank you for watching. I'm going away now to clear up my mess. Take care, everybody. Have a lovely day, and I'll see you all again in my next video. Bye for now.